Two prominent astronauts, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, have shared their beliefs on extraterrestrial life and UAPs in their own manner. It is only in the 2020s that UAPs are being taken seriously. Now scientists are open to various UFO discussions. But there was a time when it was considered taboo, and anyone who dared to talk about it was ridiculed. This could also be the reason why Armstrong and Aldrin were afraid to talk about their UFO encounters in public. Here is a detailed look into both Apollo 11 astronauts' cases, which implies that they had seen something on their mission to Moon in 1969. It all started in 2005, when Aldrin said in an interview on the Science Channel that the crew of the famous Apollo 11 mission had seen a UFO on their way to the Moon. Aldrin later claimed that his statements were misinterpreted, despite the fact that senior Apollo 11 scientist Dr. David Baker supported his story. Further, according to Dr. Baker, NASA was aware of the object that the Apollo 11 crew had reported. Baker further noted that a lot of people who were the part of Apollo program were convinced that UFOs existed. However, in the fear of being ridiculed, Aldrin would describe the object in his sighting as one of the panels from the separation of the spacecraft from the upper stage. He told how he became friends with Aldrin's sister, Faye Ann Potter, and later got an opportunity to finally interview Buzz Aldrin about his sighting. According to Faye Ann, Buzz Aldrin said that something followed them to the Moon. Fox claimed that Aldrin was ready to tell his story before pulling out of an interview at the last moment out of fear of being labeled a UFO nut. Aldrin explained that he could not jeopardize his initiative of getting funding for a rocket to send citizens into outer space. He then asked what difference his story would make anyway. Fox told him that it takes people of his caliber to come forward to take the phenomena out of the rut that it's in. That didn't sway Aldrin. He refused to do the interview. Fox was obviously very disappointed. Aldrin has previously asserted that there is a monolith on Mars' moon, Phobos. He said, "We should visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that revolves around Mars once every 7 hours. When people find out about that, they are going to say, 'Who put that there?' Well, the universe put it there, or if you choose, God put it there." His participation in the Phobos' monolith mystery encouraged UFO hunters and other researchers to search for the sign of alien life on Mars. An article recently published in Avvenire, an Italian daily newspaper, entitled, claims that Apollo 11 astronaut and the first man to step on Moon. Mr. Armstrong saw something mysterious on Moon, which insistently observed the astronauts. The article is written by Alessandra Zavoli, the wife of the great Italian politician and journalist Sergio Zavoli. He died on August 4th, 2020. In 1987, British UFO researcher Timothy Good wrote a book entitled Above Top Secret, The Worldwide UFO Cover-Up, in which he stated that Neil Armstrong saw other spacecraft. It has been the most bizarre claim ever made. Is there any truth in Mr. Good's book? According to Mr. Good, a former female MI6 agent told him that Neil Armstrong suggested to her that there were other spacecraft on the Moon when Apollo 11 landed in 1969. In his book Above Top Secret, Good wrote that there are certain people who claimed that Armstrong did in fact encounter UFOs on the Moon.